Hello again, everyone. It's me, Justin, for 1001 Movie Reviews You Must See Before You Die. Tonight I'll be reviewing Seven Chances from 1925. It was directed by Buster Keaton, and obviously it stars Buster Keaton. This one, he plays Jimmy Shannon, who the movie starts off where we see the changing of the seasons as Jimmy tries to show his love and wants to marry his girlfriend at the time. But as the seasons change, he keeps getting shut down, but his love is undying even though the seasons change around him. And it was a really cool little scene to open up the movie, just to see how much he loves this girl. And moving on, we come to learn that Jimmy has inherited a fortune from his uncle who had passed away, but there's a catch to it in that he has to marry a girl by 7 o'clock on his 21st birthday, and the day he finds this out is the day of his 21st birthday. And so it sets off the whole movie with him trying to find someone to marry him. Well, first off he finds this all out from his lawyer, and there's a couple little moments during that scene that I like. First off, I noticed that the girl playing his secretary turns out to be the actress playing his secretary. She looks so much like Drew Barrymore. If anyone's ever seen the movie Fever Pitch, there's a scene in it where they're at somebody's I guess their engagement party or something, but someone's birthday, but they're all dressed up like in 20s clothes, and Drew Barrymore looks just like this actress playing Buster's secretary in the movie. So I found that really interesting, and I wondered if maybe Drew Barrymore if this movie had any influence on her in the way she was dressed up in Fever Pitch during that one scene. Anyway, when the lawyer finally explains all this, this really subtle little moment in Jimmy's office when the lawyer's explaining everything, they pull up two chairs to sit down, but they sit down on the desk, and I found that it doesn't come off as really outrageously funny, but to me it was just this really subtle little joke that I found to be really funny. Anyway, moving on, they go out and they go to this club, and Buster tries to get different girls to marry him, and it's not like what you expect from a Buster Keaton film per se, because it's all just reactions to him getting turned down, and I never thought someone getting turned down could be so funny, but Buster Keaton is just such a legendary comedian. He just makes everything so funny, and it's just you see all these great little moments where him getting turned down. But I think the best one is he tosses a note up to a girl who's sitting in a balcony above him to ask if she wants to marry him, and the response is she tears up the note, and you see all the pieces of the note come down and land in Buster's head, or his hair. And I found that moment of him trying to find a bride to be the funniest. And of course, there's a recurring one where he keeps running into this one girl, and she keeps laughing at him for having asked her to marry him. And then at this point, he heads to a church, hoping that maybe somebody will show up. His girlfriend will show up after all and marry him. But what he doesn't realize is his best friend puts out an ad in the paper, and hundreds upon hundreds of brides. They fill up this church. Buster's there waiting, and of course he doesn't see them come into the church because he's sleeping in a pew in the very front row of the church. And it's just amazing to see all these brides show up and fill up the church. And then Buster gets up and he gives that priceless reaction of something gone bad for me. That great face that he gives. But the best reaction is from the priest in the church who tells all the brides that this is all some big gag, and then that sets off the amazing chase scene in this movie. And there's a couple little moments in the chase scene that I really loved. One, the brides are running along and they see this bricklayer building a brick wall, and they fill up the shot of the brick wall being laid, and then when they all move out of the way, they all have taken a brick, and the bricklayer, he has one brick that he was about to lay in his hand, and he realized, and then of course all the brides take all the bricks because they're going to throw them all at Buster, and and of course the bricklayer throws down the brick, and the one brick that he had left in his hand in disgust, and he walks off in disgust because all his hard work had been for naught because all the brides took the bricks to throw at Buster. And then later on, there's this really great crane scene where Buster gets stuck up on a crane, and the brides they hijack the crane and they lower him onto a train track to kill him because there's a train coming in. They think that they inadvertently lower him onto a train track, and they think that they kill him, and they all look sad. And I don't know why they look sad. I think they'd be happy, because obviously they think Buster pulled a big gag on them. But then Buster, he comes around the fence, and the brides see him, and they start chasing him again. And then it leads to this scene where they run through like a bunch of beehives, and they knock over the bees, and somehow Buster, he gets entangled in this wire, and it makes the brides go off into a totally different direction. And Buster, he gets out of the wire, and then of course the brides had knocked over all the bees, and Buster gives this great reaction of being stung by a bee, and it's so priceless to see him reacting to the bees. And then the best shot in the entire movie, obviously this is one of the classic Buster Keaton shots, where he falls down a cliff, and then he dislodges a bunch of boulders, and of course he's dodging all these boulders. And a great little bit that I read about on IMDb.com is he realized that this was the best moment in the movie, and because of the laughs. And then he thought to himself, I can make this so much better. And he adds all the boulders, all the amazing amount of boulders that you see him dodging in response to all the laughter. And I'm glad he did it because it's the best moment in the movie. And there's this priceless little moment where one of the brides tries to be like Buster Keaton, and she dodges a boulder, but of course it's one of the smallest boulders. And of course Buster's dodging 6 feet tall boulders and whatnot. And this one bride thinks she could be Buster Keaton, and she tries to dodge this one little boulder, and she almost falls on her ass. And I just found that to be really funny. And of course, there's another little classic ending, and which I won't give away, because all these Buster Keaton endings, they're always just laugh out loud funny at the end of the movie. And so that's really all I got to say about Seven Chances. Kind of a slower moving movie, because there's not a lot of over the top gags in the very end with the chase scene. It's a lot more subtlety, but of course, like I said, Buster Keaton, he could just make anything funny. So definitely check this one out. It's like I said, it's a lot slower in the very beginning, but the chase scene more than makes up for it, because there's a ton of more gags that I didn't even mention. So anyway, my next movie review will be let's see here. My next movie review will be Phantom of the Opera with Lon Chaney from 1925. So check for that one in a couple days, folks. This has been Justin for 1001 Movie Reviews. You must see before you die. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.